It's Wednesday, July 23rd. I placed one oil trade today. It was a winning trade. It's kind of a small winner. But this is my third oil trade live that I've placed and my first winning trade. I took one yesterday, it was break even, and the first one was also break even. So finally I broke that streak, which seems so unlikely, but yeah, I took a winning trade today. My oil trades have been moving, it seems like extremely slowly lately. Like, I want out of the trade when I get in because price action isn't moving like the way that I expect. I try very hard not to close early. Sometimes I will move to break even early, which is what I did today when I kind of just like want out because it isn't moving the way I expect. In today's case, it was because we had oil stocks at 8:30, so I moved to break even when we were about 5 minutes out from that. So let's go over that first. I took an entry right here. I took a long off a trendline bounce combined with a demand zone. We also have yesterday low that we bounced off of. I took a similar trade yesterday. It was a long off demand combined with yesterday low, but that trade, I was largely in drawdown. It did go in my favor, but not all the way to my TP. So today I kind of set my TP a little bit lower, kind of more my default 20 ticks, although my idea, which is to target the opposing trend line, would have worked if I targeted a little bit higher. So I came in at 86. My TP was at 65.06. This was oil. Okay, so this was 13 ticks in my favor, and then it dropped all the way back. Oil stocks was this candle. It was 2 ticks from my TP. Wait, that's not right. This candle was 2 ticks from TP. This got up to 04. My target was 06. And so we were all the way down here at 94, and then eventually price kind of blasted up through my TP area, bounced off the trend line back down. So I just got 20 ticks on that. I actually don't know what the commissions for oil is. I need to look at my statements and see, but my overall account balance is basically where it was after my first week of trading, almost. I'm still a couple dollars away. So I'm near my peak balance again. I'm super bummed I missed yesterday's trade. That would have been 7 points. It was a super clean, clear setup for me, but I had just gotten stopped on my oil trade, and I just didn't have time. I didn't have time to like process taking another trade. It would have been like immediate, which I don't know. I don't think I like that idea because I think I just feel like rushed, but the signal was there for sure. But yeah, I didn't really have time to think about it. So I missed the only good setup yesterday. Today, so we were near all-time highs again in the morning. Actually, I think we maybe broke all-time highs. All right, I'll just erase it. So I had this supply zone drawn. I'm still there's some things I just don't have like figured out yet. And one is what's considered a broken zone for my system. Part of me right now, so far up to this point, I don't consider this a broken zone because even though price moved above it, it did come back down. Like, it closed back in the zone and moved off the zone. But then I've seen some other examples lately where you could consider this a broken zone, and if there was a supply zone up here, price bounces off the demand zone back into the next supply zone. So I just don't have it figured out yet. I haven't seen it enough times. In this case, there's not a supply zone above because we're at all-time highs. There was kind of a setup right here, although the risk to reward was not good, and it would have broken a rule of mine. So right now, I want to only take the first test of a zone. And this is another thing I'm trying to figure out. It seems like if the test happened just like earlier, prior to my morning session, I'm okay with taking it. But I don't know. I just don't have, this is another thing I'm just going to stay out of it for now. So this was tested between 4:30 and 5 a.m. So this already came down for a test and came up. So I wasn't super interested in taking the second test right now, although it would have been the first test of my session. So this is a signal to go long right here, but the risk to reward, assuming I'm keeping the supply zone, because otherwise I just don't have one, the risk to reward wasn't great. I mean, I would have been risking 65, potentially 5 points, and then I would have had to get 70, that's a 1-to-1, and this is a little closer to the zone than I normally like. I normally like to come off a little bit. I mean, it is doable. 5 points. I also don't know if it's worth just 5 points. It's okay. But this kind of is a setup of mine. It's an entry signal, except for the fact that this was already tested this morning. Risk to reward was not the best. I mean, it was 1-to-1, only 5 points. I don't know. I mean, it's a low risk trade. To risk only 5 points is not bad. And then where I was looking for next, though, was price to come to the this zone down here and then take a long off that area. However, price just never got there. Price bounced off yesterday high. I looked to see if maybe I missed a zone, and the way that I draw zones, I don't feel like I did. So yeah, I haven't seen another signal. Price would have to, I mean, first off, I just don't see my signal here, and then price just never got here. So, and then where I would target, I think what I would do is I'm looking for the origin of this. Since this broke the zone, I'm kind of looking for the new zone. Okay, so this is the new zone. That is the origin of this move. Since this was broken, I'm still testing ideas here. Like, this isn't, I don't know, this might not be relevant in a couple of weeks. But what I was looking for was a bounce off this demand zone up to the supply zone. Now, it is looking like price is moving towards the supply zone, but I just never got an entry signal down here. Price never came to my demand zone. So besides that tiny little move in the morning, I have not gotten a setup on the ES today. So yeah. Just the 20 ticks on oil. All right. I am like up on the week, although it's pretty small. 2 green days and 1 break-even day. Today's day, it's small. Like, if I take a losing trade on the ES, I could definitely wipe that out. My oil trades generally are smaller, though. They're smaller gains, so that's just how it is. Okay, that's it. 2 more trading days this week. Obviously, I'm hoping to have at least 1 strong day. Right, so that is it for today's recap.